I'm Kris Thompson, the CEO of Calvary Women's Services. Thank you for the opportunity to be a part of the 2021 Many Hands Kickoff meeting. You are all part of an incredible group of women who are making a difference in the lives of people in our community. I'm excited to be here with you this evening. For those of you who are not familiar with Calvary Women's Services, we offer housing, health, education, and employment programs that empower women who are homeless in DC to transform their lives. Our programs are designed for women who are survivors of violence and trauma, who are living with chronic health conditions, and who may be in recovery from substance abuse. With comprehensive services and personal support, women are able to build on their strengths and meet their goals for safe housing, good health, and financial independence. At Calvary, we believe in not only providing services that empower women to end their homelessness, we believe in honoring women's dignity and making sure that each woman has the support she needs to take the next steps on her journey. For women living in our transitional and permanent housing programs, we offer case management, therapy, medical support from a licensed nurse practitioner, daily relapse prevention meetings, daily education classes through our LEAP program, and job search and placement services through our employment program called Step Up DC. We know that this model of offering housing, services, and personal support works. 90% of women who successfully complete Calvary's programs end their homelessness for good. Many Hands has been a critical partner as Calvary has expanded its housing and services over the last 8 years. When we first met in 2011, Calvary housed women in 46 beds in 2 downtown locations. Today, we serve over 100 women each night in 2 transitional housing sites and 3 apartment complexes in Ward 8. A Many Hands grant in 2012 funded our LEAP Education Center, which stands for Life Skills, Education, and Arts. The center was funded following a move to our newly renovated home on Good Hope Road. The LEAP program now offers over 20 classes and activities each week. Classes range from a weekly meditation session and a walking group to classes in financial literacy and negotiation skills. You were with us again last year as we opened even more housing for women. A 2020 Many Hands grant expanded our successful employment program, Step Up DC, into our newest transitional housing program that we opened this time last fall. Because of you, women are getting jobs, learning new skills, improving their health, achieving financial stability, and ending their homelessness for good. Unfortunately, we know that the needs of women and families in our community far exceed the supply of affordable housing and services. The consequences of the pandemic and systemic racism in our country have highlighted the critical work that needs to be done. Nonprofit organizations engaged in this work depend on the partnership and investment of allies like Many Hands. By joining together as advocates and service providers, we're able to meet people's basic needs for housing, employment, food, and education. The majority of women who come to Calvary are Black and face the consequences of racism, sexism, and intergenerational poverty. These women are among our community's most vulnerable. They are survivors of trauma, they live with chronic health conditions, they may be in recovery from substance abuse or living with mental illness. While women work to rebuild their lives, Calvary is the only home that they have. The challenges that residents are facing don't go away in a crisis. In fact, they can be exacerbated. One of the women here recently shared how she felt when all of this started, and she told me, "Imagine, here we are, a group of women already in crisis, having to now deal with and work our way through another crisis. It was hard to comprehend at first." At the start of the pandemic, 56% of the women at Calvary who were working lost their jobs, their permanent housing opportunities were put on hold, and they faced new obstacles as they worked to get their life back together. Because of the pandemic, Calvary has also had to make financial and operational changes that are still in place today. Since Calvary is a congregate setting, We had to take quick action in order to keep over 100 women and staff members safe. So we did a number of things. We suspended our in-person volunteer program, which was really significant for us. Our volunteers are the backbone of this organization, and that's been a huge loss for us. But as always, our volunteers have been finding ways to stay involved, and we're really grateful for that. We've also added new daily activities to help women maintain their mental health and their sobriety. So we have things like Tai Chi classes and daily walks and art therapy, activities that help women stay engaged even when they're staying inside. We've also added daily lunches to the meals that we provide, since women are staying in and don't have access to other outside resources. We've stepped up our cleaning protocols to meet CDC guidelines, and we regularly distribute face masks to staff and to residents. Our Life Skills Education and Arts program has become virtual, with volunteers leading classes by Zoom every afternoon. So if I step downstairs, I'm always going to see someone who's sitting with the screen and engaging in a class, and that's really a fun activity that's come about because of the pandemic. All of our in-person fundraising and community activities have been canceled, including our biggest fundraiser of the year. Because of all of these changes, here at Calvary, we're spending an additional $1,000 a day in order to ensure that women have a safe place to call home. While there have been many changes this year, much has remained unchanged as well. Our donors and volunteers have continued to give generously of their time and their resources. Our Calvary family remains committed to helping women who need it most in our community. And the women we serve continue to make incredible strides and reach their goals despite devastating setbacks. Since DC entered phase 2 of reopening in June, women here at Calvary are getting back to work. 50% of the women in our Step Up DC employment program have already gotten jobs with an average wage of $15 an hour. Women are moving into their own homes and continue to learn new life skills through our education and health programs. And through it all, we have maintained a high success rate. 5 women have ended their homelessness this month alone. Myra, one of the women here at Calvary, just recently moved into her own home, and she told me, "I would never have imagined that I was going to move into my own place during such a difficult time. I took everything I learned at Calvary, and now I'm independent. I didn't believe it for a long time, but Calvary taught me that there is still beauty despite everything going on, and that life can be good. Take it from me, it does get better if you have the support and you put in the work." We are still seeing so many stories like Myra's despite unexpected obstacles and even greater adversity. I'm proud and in awe of the work that we do, the women that we serve, the staff who do the work here. And I'm grateful to Many Hands for being one of our partners. Thank you to every one of you for making the choice to be a part of Many Hands. Because of your commitment and generosity, the most vulnerable women in our community are saved tonight. I look forward to seeing how the 2021 Many Hands Giving will continue to make a difference in the lives of women, men, and children in our community. Thank you.